Hello, happy homesteaders. Star Baby Homestead here. It is a ridiculously hot day, and we are trying to, well, we need to mow our lawn. Even as lush and lovely as it's looking, we've been having bouts of rain. So not only did we start back with 90-degree weather, but we have a ton of rain. So it's mowing, it's hot, it's humid. It's just a sauna out here. Just wanted to quickly show you my other peach tree. Now these peaches are late and they're harder peaches, and there's so many of them. I didn't do a good job with thinning this one. And if you saw my videos where I pruned it, I just did not expect the amount of fruit that was going to come back on me. So be careful what you do, right, in gardening. But the birds have been enjoying it. We've had some deer sneak in here. The rabbits and the squirrels have been enjoying it. This one, as you remember, my white peach tree, that one we've already made some jam out of it, but I think I may be doing more with that tree over there. So let's just do a quick garden tour. So here's my Meyer lemon, and it's much more happy in this big pot. And as you can see, my watermelons, they've kind of crept out here, but a lot of them are ready for harvest. Now the vine is dying, and this is Jubilee. And Jubilee is wilt resistant, and I did see a few stink bugs, but some of this white stuff that you see is 7 dust. So that kind of took care of them. But look at this beautiful monster watermelon. We're probably going to be harvesting that, so I just want to show you something here. Here's the tendril associated with it. It's gone brown. So let's give it a thump. Nice sound, huh? Nice and hollow. So we're going to be harvesting that one, and I believe this one is ready, and those two over there need maybe a day or so. But my vine, as you can see, is rapidly dying, and it's still trying to put out fruit. But I think after we harvest the ones that I think are going to make it, we're going to be done. And that's going to be the watermelon for the season, and these will keep pretty well. So if we go through, say, a watermelon a week, that'll get us all the way through August. And by then I guess we're just going to be stuck with maybe some grocery store watermelons. But I had thought about growing some early smaller ones, but I didn't get to it in time. And if I start seeds now, they take 75 days to grow. Say, like, what are they called? The sugar babies or something like that. Those small personal watermelons. I don't think they're gonna grow in time. So I'm like, oh well, we'll plan for some more melons. And we don't really eat cantaloupe all that much. Hubby doesn't really like it, and I'm not gonna be stuck eating a ton of cantaloupe. So here's my neighbor mowing. So I want you to behold the mess that is my garden. So I already told you, putting black plastic down to smother the worst of these, the grass and the weeds. And then come winter, we're going to be throwing rocks down. But in the meantime, look at the sheer amount of weeds. I mean, I'm actually embarrassed as a gardener. This is embarrassing to me because I can barely get to my beds for the grass and the weeds. I have boots on because of Lord knows what, you know. Anywho, let me show you. This bed here I have covered. This is my lettuce bed. I've always put my lettuce and salad accompaniments in here. And I've got carrots, a couple celeriac. They've all been suffering. I've had to sow a couple of times. You see the carrots are coming up. If you can see those tiny little seedlings there. There's my celeriac. I have 2, and then I planted some more. And then some various lettuces. They are now just starting to sprout, but doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on. As you see, I left a little lettuce in there. I don't know why. It just, in case I want some lettuce. Sad. That poor sad lettuce. But it is what it is. Because of all the rain and the heat, I've got early blight. Or maybe it's just the right time for blight. But it seemed like as soon as I put these outside, I was fighting blight, guys. They're still producing fruit. There's a tomato there. And there's some there. But yeah, maybe when the weather slows down a little bit, this heat, that, you know, they'll really start to kick it in. But in the meantime, I am growing determinate variety that will produce early, so I will have some tomatoes come this fall. So over here in this empty bed that looks like it's just growing crabgrass, I'm gonna put my brassicas in there. Actually, no, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to maybe put those determinate tomatoes in here. Just kind of change it up, and then maybe I'll stick those brassicas over there where those sad tomatoes are, because I have a feeling I'm going to be pulling those I don't know, pretty soon. By the time the brassicas start going. What is this? Okay, I swear there's nothing going on until you try to do a video, and then it's just everybody and their mother just have to come out here and make noise. Anyway, complaining while living in the country. I know, it's ridiculous. Over here I have more green beans in here. You see they're starting to come up. And over here are dragon green beans, and I'm going to leave those on the pod until frost, and then we're going to use the dry beans from those. Over here, green onions and rutabaga. Now, the sad part is I have three rutabaga that have lived. Luckily, I started a whole new batch of rutabaga to put out, so that's going to take the place of those that died. This entire bed was full of seedlings, and they just all died. They got to a certain size and they just all died. And that one over there is not looking all that great either, so I don't even know if it's going to make it. But yeah, strawberry patch looks out of hand. It's been so hot that I haven't been able to get out here and actually just like cut these down and thin them out. The sheer amount of heat, weeds, and rain are just way too much. And I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and that's all I'm going to do. Okay, don't kill yourself, people. Okay, take care of yourself. It's hot. Mind the heat, and stay out of it, because it's so easy to get heat stroke. I finished the last of my blueberries, and so they have come off these bushes. And as you can see, I have this crazy tangle of sweet potatoes, kind of like I did last year. This was one volunteer that was left in there and started growing among my shallots. So I've been picking leaves and sauteing them. They are so good, guys. Oh my gosh. Fantastic. Let's see. Okay, let's come over here. Underneath this cover, trying to shield it, are some purple cabbages. And there are some seedlings, at least there were. Again, it's been so hot. Some of them just haven't been able to take the heat. And I don't think I'm actually going to grow these red ones again. I love red cabbage, but I don't think these can take the heat. And if anything, they should be planted maybe only in late fall. They're just struggling. And I've put some over there, which you can see these seedlings right here. I think these are called Katarina. So I'm trying to keep those covered up. They're a hybrid. So I'm planting hybrids that can withstand some of this heat out here. But yeah, this 90-degree weather's for the birds, guys. So underneath this cover, I have cucumbers growing. These are Diva cucumbers. This is my second succession planting. So we'll have some cucumbers by the end of this fall. Over here, I've already harvested a lot of eggplant. The eggplant are loving this heat. So they're starting to flower. So they're going to be putting out their next batch of eggplant pretty soon. And yeah, it's great. We planted 6 plants, and they're sporadic, which is good because those Ichiban that we had were putting out way too many. It was more than we could eat, and I was like, man, every time I turn around I gotta eat eggplant. I know that may not sound like a problem, but whatever. So in here I planted spinach among, it looks like they're just starting to come up, some spinach among the eggplant so that they won't be able to just be fried. They'll help get some shelter from some of this heat. Parsnips are going to stay in the ground until November 1st. My basil is doing good over here with some what is this? Oh yeah, some kale, and my roses, some rosemary, some marigolds, and then right over here that's covered, those are some more white scallop squash for fall. They're covered because of squash bugs that have been eating everything. So as you can see, okra is doing fine. I kind of let that go too because we were a little tired of eating okra. So I'm just letting some pods dry out, and it hasn't started its second wave, but you can see the flowers starting to bud at the top. So we'll have another wave of okra. And under here, underneath, I have planted my turnips so that they can have some shade from this blistering heat out here. So I'll probably plant some more. I try to plant them, multi-sow them so that they'll grow to a nice size. So I'll probably put some more out. You can plant these pretty much up until at least 4 weeks before the frost. But yeah, I love these. These are the Tokyo Cross. So, over here, sweet onions that we also use as early or spring onions. And I planted some more Black Beauty bok choy. That's these little cute things right here. I have some radishes. There's some onions drying. I still have some red onions over here and some Texas sweet onions. And then these seedlings that you see here are regular green bok choy. My Murakami sweet potatoes are in this grow bag. Don't know how that's going to turn out. If you saw my potato harvest in the grow bags, it was okay. I wasn't overwhelmed, but yeah, these guys are all just growing together and growing like crazy, but they've been feeling the heat too. And then my Korean sweet potato that I grew from a sweet potato that I bought at the store. So there's some slips in there from that. And as you can see, I use less soil. So we'll see what happens from that. My dahlias are looking pretty. So all the rest of them kind of either died. Now they're tubers, so I don't know if my tubers are okay, but this particular plant has been going strong and it's absolutely lovely. I'll probably wait until spring to see if the other dahlias are going to come back up, but I planted 4 total, and this is the only one that seems to have come up. Well, the one that was here, where you see all these weeds, but this cage is, it came up. And then it withered and kind of died. And then the rest of them did the same. They came up, withered, and died. So, yeah, I don't know if the tubers are dead. Let's see. This is my overgrown and smothered lavender bush that was in there with the strawberries. And it's just a mess, guys. It's a mess. I know you can probably, I mean, you can't tell anything from this side of the garden. It is. It's just a total mess. But like I said, it's just been so hot. And even well into sunset, it's just too hot to be out here. Still have a little kale that's holding on, but the worms and beetles kind of got through those. Let's see. Okay, so all along here is my succession planting of red curry squash. So these ought to be ready right about the time our frost, right about the time November 1st is when we're scheduled to get frost. So it takes 100 days to grow these, and I had started them in July. So we ought to be making it around the time there's a frost, and I should have some fruit on there by then, hopefully. And if not, I'm just going to cover them with frost blankets and see what happens. So over here I've planted some chard, and they seem to be doing all right so far. And then the green bean patch, I haven't pulled those like I said I was, because I'm kind of leaving those on to grow some seeds. I'm going to use these as seeds for next year. And I think these are Blue Lake, or maybe they're Jade. I'm not sure, because I mix a lot of my seeds, guys. I mix a lot of them, but I think these are Jade. Now over here, my neighbor gave me a yellow woolly, and it's just, a lot of them just don't do well. They've been struggling, and I think I got 3 fruit off of here so far. There's one back there that I didn't see. And then this cherry tomato, sad thing that it is. Now, weeds have taken over everything, as you can see. My asparagus patch, weeds. Which is good, because I haven't been harvesting any asparagus, and they're gonna be cut down pretty soon for fall anyway. And then look at my compost bin. It's just been growing weeds. Weeds and tomato plants, pretty much. There are tomato plants interspersed among the weeds, and I'm pretty sure they're not like the tomatoes I want. Like the, let's see, the green giants or the Cherokee purple. It's probably just a bunch of cherry tomatoes. But yeah, and I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is, whoops, okay. And I think what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna get rid of my compost bins. And let me tell you why. We do not use, I don't think we have enough green waste to justify 2 bins like this. Even with cutting all the grass, I think the highest you guys have seen me get, I think I did it halfway before I shoveled it onto the other side. So we actually need a smaller setup. Something like this may be good for a market garden, and we just don't have that right now. So I think I'm going to do away with the pallets, because they're just growing weeds. I'm going to use the compost that I have, and then I'm going to try to organize something a little bit smaller. Maybe I'll just have 1 bin, or maybe I'll just go to like a container, such as like a garbage can type of deal. Something where I can cut the bottom out of or whatever, and then just kind of shovel dirt out as I need it. I'll have to think more on it. What are your ideas on DIY small scale compost? And I mean DIY, because some of these composters, they cost a lot. And I mean, we try to be sustainable here, and we don't want to just blow our money on gadgets. You know, I don't need garden gadgets. I need ways to make my life easy without costing me a ton of money. So let me know in the comments what you are doing about your composting. If you've scaled down, and yeah, just what are your ideas on what you've decided to do? I know I've seen some people use plastic containers, but containers, I'm worried about the plastic leaching into everything. And I know that sounds crazy, seeing as though I have plastic down, but pretty much the areas where I'm eating my food, I don't think, because I mean, I have a lot of raised beds. I'm not too worried about the plastic leaching with what I have, and it's to have more of a sustainable walkway. But I don't want plastic in my compost, so I still try to cut down on those things when I can. So I think I've covered everything. Grapevine is starting to now kind of die. It's spreading out though. So it's going to be interesting pruning this. I'll probably do a video on it, but so many grapes. And I'm just amazed. I think next year I'm going to prune it a little bit more than I have been. So that is it, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful summer. Like I said, it's hot here and it is full of heat and rain. So yeah, it looks like now, right? Barely any clouds in the sky. I guarantee you it's probably gonna thunderstorm. Just because 90-degree weather and thunderstorms. So my garden is not looking so very pretty right now, but sometimes gardening and farming is not pretty, isn't it? It's like survival. But I hope you all are doing well. Let me know in the comments any tips that you have, how you're doing and what you're growing, what you are growing, and what area of the world you're in, and if you're experiencing some kind of crazy weather. And yes, please also comment on what I should do about this compost situation down here. Be well, be blessed, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.